Half an hour total.
Yeah.
I'll be gone. I'll come in and tell you when I'm finished.
Oh, go for it, go for it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
But just be aware that I might have to come. I'm going to leave it, but if someone else comes and tells me, then I have to come.
If you're told to come and speak to me, you do what you've been told to do.
No problem.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Obviously, don't try and pull the control off me, nothing like that.
I'm not gonna do something.
But I'll be just there.
Yeah, no worries.
All right?
Fine.
Thank you very much, mate. It's lawful.
Right, no.
Go on.
Come here.
Go on.
Walk with me.
Yeah, sure. Where we
Can
going?
you count? Because I don't want to assume that you're not a numerate. Can you count?
Well,
Did you launch it from here?
no,
Where did you launch it from?
over there. I'll walk down to here.
But you're vertically, it was seen above this spot. So
No, the drone's been up there. Probably where we are now. Oh,
right, okay.
Along
Come
there.
Here. Come here.
Go on.
Right,
What are you showing me?
count. Walk me. 1.
Right.
Count. 2.
What are we counting meters?
Right, I'm going to say.
No, I
the
don't
time.
know. Go on.
I told you that your drone use would be considered a privacy issue to the people in that hotel.
I've stayed away from the windows.
I checked. It doesn't matter whether you stayed away from the window.
Of course it
It's
matters.
got a camera that can zoom in.
I'm not here to zoom into the window, my friend.
I don't
and you know
know
that.
what you haven't done.
When the officer arrives, he immediately frames a drone flight as a privacy threat, pointing toward nearby hotel windows and raising hypothetical risks of intrusion. But his entire argument hinges on what the drone could do, not what the auditor is actually doing. The auditor is clearly avoiding private windows and demonstrates a solid understanding of privacy boundaries. Under UK law, filming from a public place, even with a drone, is not a privacy breach unless it intentionally targets individuals in a harassing or intrusive manner. Simply possessing a zoom lens doesn't make someone a threat. The officer's concerns, even if sincere, have no legal foundation. He's confusing the potential for misuse with actual wrongdoing.
Shall I show you if you want? I'll show you the video.
However, I've also checked the details of what you can do
Go on.
with a small drone.
Yeah.
All right?
Sure.
And you can't go within 50 metres of someone horizontally. There are people in that building.
Not true.
Well,
I'll show you the legislation.
I've just looked at the diagram.
Scroll down to the bottom, 250 and under gram.
Secondly, what did I tell you
Go on.
would happen? Is that this would get called in as a security alert.
Been in there. I've told them.
Stop talking.
They had no issue.
Stop talking and listen to me. Right? What did I tell you would happen? Is that this would get called into police as a security
But it's
alert.
you. You're back.
Talking and listen.
You need to speak to your boss, mate.
Right. Stop talking and listen.
No
I
problem.
don't need to be.
Go on. I'll listen
Speak
to you.
to any
I'm going to
boss.
look the research thing up. You talk. Go on.
What I told you is that if you launch a drone in this location,
I'm going to put it back in the bag.
it's make sure you do. And if it comes out again, honestly, this time there's no mucking around. I'm just
for a YouTube video.
Yeah. The drone part. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Counter-terrorism unit.
Well, I hope.
Like I told you.
I hope that they know. I hope that they know the legislation a bit better.
Right.
Because 250 and under gram drone can go any distance from anywhere.
Okay.
Within reason.
What's even more alarming is the officer's decision to escalate this to counterterrorism. There is zero behavior here that could justify such a step. The Terrorism Act 2000, especially Section 43, requires reasonable suspicion of involvement in terrorism. That's an extremely high threshold, and nothing about a lawful, open, transparent drone audit meets it. Contacting counterterrorism over a compliant drone flight isn't just disproportionate. It undermines the seriousness of units tasked with dealing with real threats.
You have to be safe.
Yes.
So if I was to hover it over these people, clearly it's reckless. If I go and fly right up to the windows, it's a privacy issue.
What's the distance that you can go horizontally?
There's no distance with a sub 250
meters.
There's no distance with a sub 250 gram drone.
I've looked it up.
You're wrong.
With the size of your drone.
You're wrong.
50 meters.
You're wrong.
Looked it up.
You're wrong.
Anyway, the point is, I said the point I'm making to you is not that this is an issue of the drone regulations. I'm not here to.
But I'm not breaking any laws, my friend. I know you don't like it, but I'm okay to do it.
Right. At the moment, you're not going to leave until I've taken your details under the Police Reform Act, Section 50. You've now got a right to give me the details because you're doing something.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Okay, a breach of the drone regulations. And
I haven't breached. I can show if you want.
Okay, you've caused a security alert to happen at this station that luckily I've been able to keep a lid on. Okay, because of the conversation we had earlier.
The officer then demands the auditor's personal details, insisting he cannot leave until he complies, and citing Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002. But Section 50 only applies when someone is reasonably believed to be causing harassment, alarm, or distress. Filming calmly in public, fully within drone regulations, doesn't even come close to meeting that threshold. When challenged, the officer claims the suspected offenses are breach of drone regulations and breach of the peace. Neither claim holds up. If drone regulations were actually being broken, it would be a civil matter for the CAA, not a basis for arrest. And breach of the peace only applies when violence is happening or imminently likely, not remotely the case here. By telling the auditor he isn't allowed to leave, the officer creates a de facto detention without lawful grounds, potentially violating Article 5 of the Human Rights Act, which protects the right to liberty.
Had I not been here, or I'd been engaged with something else, that would likely to have escalated to something much bigger, which is the very breach of the peace that I advised you not to do, and yet you've gone ahead and done it. So, for that reason, I'm going to require your details.
Can I just speak to this officer?
No. You do not leave.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm trying to talk to him.
If you try to leave, okay, I will arrest you for a breach of the peace, right? You're talking to me. You can talk to him in the moment. Right.
I believe you're overstepping your mark, and I'd like a senior officer to deal with this. I'm not going anywhere, mate. I'm not going to run away.
You are not going anywhere. Because if you do, you will be arrested. Because
I have not committed any offence. Right. I am lawful to fly here, my friend. I am lawful to fly here.
Okay. The point, as I'm trying to explain to you, which you seem to childishly trying to be getting a reaction.
I just want to fly my drone, mate.
Social media channel, and I'm not really bothered.
I don't want no reaction.
Here
I just want to fly my drone.
Sure an international railway station, an iconic hotel, and another railway station across the road of national importance are able to carry on operating without pointless and avoidable security alerts.
CAA, yeah.
Right.
Drones under 250 gram, right? No.
Stop.
There's no distance. Right. I have not broken any regulations, so you have no suspicion of a crime. The only thing I'm required to give you is the ID on the drone.
No.
Which links to the registration of the drone.
Of the peace.
The auditor does exactly what responsible citizens should. He pulls up CAA regulations and calmly explains that he's operating within the law. He presents official guidance, the very material police should be familiar with. Yet the officer refuses to engage, ignores the facts, and doubles down on shouting breach of the peace, using it as a catch-all to cover the absence of real legal grounds. This becomes legally dangerous. When an officer is shown clear evidence that no offense is occurring and still refuses to acknowledge it, the issue shifts from ignorance to potential misconduct. Case law like R. Laporte v. Chief Constable Gloucestershire, 2006, makes it clear. Breach of the peace requires an immediate risk of violence. Here, there's none. No shouting, no crowd, no disturbance. Just a lawful drone operator following national guidelines.
You have done something.
I haven't breached the peace. Flying a drone will not breach the peace, officer.
I told you that it was likely to create a security alert.
But that is not a crime.
I've had someone come running into our office going, there's a guy flying drones. Can you come check it out from a security point of view?
Yeah, of course.
Exactly what I predicted would happen.
Yeah, but I've came in to tell you what I'm doing.
What if it wasn't me that he came to speak to, and it was another officer who goes, oh my God, this could be anything. Let's
generally
evacuate.
Look, I'll be honest with you.
Or he'd gone straight to his manager before coming to us, and they'd made that decision. Okay. I told you that was a possibility.
I can't stop people overreacting.
No.
I've told you. I've told the hotel.
You can.
I've pre-warned everybody.
You can, because I told you that was a likely consequence to your behaviour.
It's unjustified.
And you carried on doing it.
It's unreasonable. I'm not committing a crime.
This wasn't someone acting covertly or causing alarm. The auditor announced his presence and acted transparently. If a security alert was triggered, it came from individuals unfamiliar with the law, not from anything he did. Breach of the peace requires conduct that could lead to immediate violence. That simply isn't happening here. If others overreact to lawful behavior, that's a training issue, not justification for detaining someone.
This officer on the end of the phone here is one of our drone specialists. He's going to categorically tell you cannot launch that from here. Listen to what he's got to say.
Hello.
He'll introduce himself. Jobs are good. In short,
hello.
Hiya mate, it's PC Green and BTP. Basically, where you're trying to take off from my understanding, now I'm not there, but from my understanding, if you're looking at the maps that I'm looking at, which is drone assist, you are trying to take off within a restricted airspace. If you're trying to take off in that restricted airspace, you will be committing an offence under the air navigation order.
No, where I am, I'm outside St Pancras, which is only in EGR
That's called
160, specified area.
the Renaissance.
Which is a specified area and shown as restricted airspace.
No, the specified area is for helicopters only. Drones are allowed in the specified area. The City of London is very close, but I'm not in that zone.
EGR 160 applies to helicopters operating during royal movements or VIP transits. Control through NOTAMs and usually above 1,000 feet drone flights in the open category are nearly always below 400 feet, far outside the scope of EGR 160, unless a specific NOTAM or flight restriction is active, and there's no indication of one here. EGR 160 doesn't restrict drone flights. Checking the NATS Drone Assist app or CAA airspace maps confirms that EGR 160 does not automatically prohibit drone flights. The auditor understands this perfectly and explains it more accurately than the so-called specialist.
Also, have you got insurance, on a separate note, have you got insurance to be flying it for commercial purposes?
I do. I don't think I need to have it, but I do have that, yes.
If you're uploading it to YouTube and there's a potential for monetary gain, you need commercial insurance.
I do have it anyway, I do, yeah.
Can I get your insurance code, please?
Code?
Yep, there should be on your insurance document a code saying that it covers it.
I don't have the details to log in right now, mate. I literally made it yesterday, but the thing is, I don't think I need to provide you that anyway, but I am with that company. If you check them out now...
Under the air navigation order, mate, if I require that you provide me with proof of insurance to fly the drone for commercial purposes whilst you're with that drone and trying to fly it, and it's not got the code on your side of your aircraft with your operator ID number, that drone can be seized.
I do have the code on the drone, yeah. I know I have to provide you that.
Yeah, and it also says under that same navigation order that you are to provide proof of insurance.
I don't need insurance though for this drone.
You do, because you're flying it for commercial. YouTube counts as commercial purpose. If you're uploading it to YouTube, it's for a commercial purpose. Therefore, you require insurance.
Even if the footage is for a monetized YouTube video, the auditor is flying in the open category with a drone under 20 kilograms. Under UK law in 2025, this type of flight does not require insurance. There is no legal obligation to provide an insurance code to police. The specialist is applying rules that only apply to higher risk operations, heavy drones, flights over crowds, restricted sites, none of which apply here. This is a low risk, fully compliant flight.
Anyway, let me just try and log in. I don't have an issue giving it you, but
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate.
Yeah, he's got an insurance policy from FPV UK, and it says you're now covered by our £5 million public and private liability insurance, which includes commercial drone use. However, you have, as I explained to you, do you understand what a common law breach of the peace is?
officer,
Do you understand?
flying a drone illegally
No.
is not going to cause a breach of the peace.
Right.
It can't be interpreted as that.
Right. Anything that disrupts the normal, unhindered running of society. Okay.
Me standing there is not doing that.
Deliberately, especially when someone knows or ought to have known that would cause a breach, is a breach of the peace. Okay. I've told you specifically, if you fly a drone there, we will have a security alert immediately raised in the
Doesn't mean it's
station.
reasonable.
And what has happened? It doesn't matter whether you believe it's reasonable.
You guys
or not.
know now that the drone is legal, so anybody that calls you say, we've checked him out, he's all legit.
A breach of the peace, and I've told you the reasons why.
At this point, the drone's legality has been confirmed. The aircraft is registered, insured voluntarily, and fully compliant. The issue should have been resolved. But instead of standing down, the officer presses further, still demanding personal details and continuing to push the narrative of a security alert.
A security alert outside an iconic hotel, an international rail hub, and another key piece of national infrastructure over the road.
It doesn't matter, officer.
It does matter, because if they had... Right, I'm not having this conversation with you again. I'm going to demand your details, and then I'm going to direct you to leave the vicinity of the railway station. If you come back, you will be arrested, all right? But you will be arrested if you do not give me your details so that I can record the...
I've committed no offence.
You've committed a breach of the peace. Are you going to give me your details, or am I going to arrest you? This isn't a thing I'm doing.
I think you should call your boss before you arrest me.
No, I'm going to.
Just before you do.
I've advised you not to do something because
it would be an unlawful arrest.
No, it wouldn't, because I gave you the opportunity not to take the action. You've chosen to do it, knowing that it would be regarded as a breach of the peace.
One second, I'll show you.
Are you going to give me your details or not? Section 50, Police Reform Act. If you do not give me your details, I am going to immediately arrest you. Are you going to give me your details now?
I haven't denied it, have I? I haven't said I won't.
Give me your details now.
Legally, this is unjustified. The officer has no lawful basis to demand personal information. Section 50 only applies where there is reasonable belief of antisocial behavior, harassment, alarm, or distress. None of that has occurred. By now, it's obvious that no offense has been committed. Threatening arrest without reasonable suspicion is a misuse of police power and may breach Article 5 of the Human Rights Act. It opens a force to serious civil liability.
Under threat of arrest, I'll give you the details.
Right, surname, please.
Surname? Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, absolutely positive. Yeah, I have no choice. You've committed an offence, I have to state your details.
But I'm going to go and commit that same offence now, aren't I?
No, you're not. I explained this to you. First name?
Daniel. And as I said, before I give you the date of birth, are you 100% sure? Because I will 110% HNK it later.
Right.
With this whole video.
As you've committed a criminal offence...
Please don't.
I have to do appropriate checks.
You know
the quickest
I haven't.
way... Okay. If you
I
don't
haven't.
want
No, I said,
if
you know I haven't
do you know
committed
what?
an offence. You know I haven't because I'm about to do it now.
I've informed you that you have. So, no, you're going to do something different now. Like I said,
okay. What do you need? Look, I'm not going to be arrested.
What's your name?
I'll give you the name.
What's your... Any middle names?
No.
Have you got a police record that we can check this against?
I don't need to give you that, do I?
I don't know.
You check.
I need to verify that these are genuine. The quickest way, based on my knowledge of how the system works, okay, is to give me your date of birth. If you don't want to give me that, that's fine.
Whatever I'm required to give by the law that I think you're overstepping, but whatever you demand, I'll give it to you under threat of arrest. What do you need?
I need your name and address, but because you're being really, really cagey about giving it, I require you to give me your date of birth.
I'm not
as
being
well,
cagey.
Because
I'm saying it because I feel like you don't want to do it.
That is a way.
I feel like you don't want to overstep the mark, and I feel like you want to walk away, and you don't want to have a civil claim. That's what I feel, which is why I've said to you, are you sure?
I want not to arrest someone.
I'm not being cagey.
Right. No, but you've been quite
Nothing to hide.
Right, give me your name and date of birth then. If you've got nothing to hide...
I'm not happy that you've infringed on my rights.
I don't require you to be happy.
Eventually, the officer obtains the auditor's details, but only after being warned repeatedly that he is acting outside his authority and at risk of a civil claim. The auditor remains calm, explains the law, and highlights that no offense has been committed. Yet the officer persists, driven not by necessity but by pride. The auditor makes it clear he'll be contacting H&K solicitors, and rightly so. This encounter wasn't a simple misunderstanding. It was a misuse of Section 50, an unlawful threat of arrest, and likely an unlawful detention.
Right.
You've done it.
I've got to be honest. From what you've shown me of your work with the drones, do you know what? That's got a huge artistic merit. You've wasted today 2 hours of my time, right?
Have I?
Yeah, because if you just followed my direction, I wouldn't.
Had I followed it though, I would have just not flown at all. I would have walked off.
Well, exactly, and that's what I want.
And now we've agreed that
you can do it elsewhere, different action. I've agreed.
Still round here, but I'll be over there, right?
Yeah, if you do it here, I will be back and it will be a different story.
Can we just clarify, officer? No, 1 second.
No,
if I'm here.
everything.
No, hold on. So you said, as long as I'm off there at the property, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want to have you come back.
Trespassing because they said they don't want you here, so you need to leave this place.
Just to clarify, you're happy for me to do it, but not anywhere on here.
We've explained this to you.
I don't want you coming out again, that's all.
You know where the zones are on your map from the CIA.
So as long as I fly legally, you're okay with it?
Obviously, avoid the area around
cool.
that crane. Do not go on King's Cross Square.
Yep.
Do not go on this forecourt of this hotel because the management of the hotel have said that they don't want that happening. I told you.
You can let the station know now with your authority. You can say I've checked him out.
That's
it's all good.
The circumstances
don't worry about it.
But do not go over. I've given you. I will tell them that I've given you clear directions not to fly over King's Cross Square, not to fly over St Pancras Square. That's kind of the square at the back. You know,
but I lawfully can, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay out here.
You lawfully can't because I'm telling you, if you do it there, we're going to have security alerts, and that interferes with other people's safety and comfort. So you're not lawfully, just because you've got an intrinsic right to do something, okay?
The officer then begins policing feelings, claiming the drone can't be flown again simply because the hotel manager doesn't want it. But personal preference is not law. The flight, has already been verified as legal under CAA rules. No private individual, not even a manager, has the power to override lawful activity. The officer then suggests that having a right doesn't mean you can use it, which is absurd. Rights exist precisely so lawful actions cannot be shut down based on someone's discomfort.
I've got
security alerts don't trump the law, though.
Shout at the top of my lungs. If I went to 1 inch of your eardrum and shouted at the top of my lungs,
that's
that
a breach
would be
of the
an
peace.
assault. Ah, you're getting it.
Because I'm a person that's saying you're breaching my peace. Me at 120 metres up there, out of sight of anybody, I'm not doing anything, mate. I saw another drone up there earlier. When I was flying, there was a second drone, by the way.
Was there?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it may have been you guys.
I haven't given that person a direct warning, so...
I'm just letting you know there was a second drone up there.
And you're not the first person to come and do this, but you're the first person to behave as done childishly about it. But there you go. I've given you a direct.
All right.
You have a good day.
As the encounter ends, the officer walks away having extracted what he wanted. Not through lawful policing, but through pressure, threats, and intimidation. Before leaving, he throws out one final insult, calling the auditor childish, perfectly reflecting his approach throughout. Dismissive, unprofessional, and driven by ego rather than law. From the beginning, the officer used an aggressive tone, made baseless legal claims, ignored every opportunity to de-escalate, and dismissed clear evidence that the drone flight was lawful. The airspace wasn't restricted. The CAA rules were followed. The auditor was transparent with security and hotel staff. Yet the officer pushed ahead, misusing Section 50, misquoting breach of the peace, and relying on a drone specialist who didn't understand drone law. When proven wrong, he shifted to policing emotions rather than legality. The auditor stayed calm, asserted his rights, presented the law, and stood firm. The officer, however, walked himself straight into a civil claim. And based on this footage, that claim will be justified. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out DJ. His channel is linked below. Show him some support.